Yes, yes. Woo, well, all right.
Ayanna Smith. Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. Hi, Ayanna.
Hi, Miss Lena. I am so glad to be here.
I have been excited all week about having you here just to close out our topic on financial literacy. We've been talking about this, Ayanna, for the past couple of months. So it's just an honor to have you here tonight to close us out, especially because we're going to be talking about mind and money. So I can't wait for you to dive into that tonight. So for those of you who are watching and will watch the replay, for those of you who join me every week, you already know what to do. I want you to show my guest some love. Let her know that you are watching. I'm Lena Lassiter, and I am an advanced grief recovery method specialist. I'm a senior in corporate America, and I'm the president and founder of Forever Healed. Forever Healed is a nonprofit, and what we aim to do is to assist those who have a broken heart to end their pain and to reclaim their lives forever. So this is done in several different ways. We offer grief recovery classes licensed by the Grief Recovery Method Institute. They're one-on-one, or we also do group classes. We also do lunch and learns, Ayanna, with corporate America, and we talk about the hidden cost of grief in the workplace. So what do employers do, right? Before EAP, during EAP, and after EAP to help their associates who are grieving. And then more recently, we joined the Richmond Police Department, their homicide support group, where we offer our services to them, and we participate in some of their monthly fellowships and offer training to that particular group. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Chastity. Hey, Dawn.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet everybody coming on.
You guys are rolling on in. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Ayanna, grief is the change or the end of a familiar behavior or pattern, right? So, as a result, we'll feel emotions of grief for several type of losses, to include our finances. So this is why I wanted to talk about finances for the past, few months. So we've been telling, our viewers, whether you lost your job, a portion of your income, you may have medical bills, you may have an unforeseen event, but you might be going through a financial crisis, but it doesn't have to take a toll on your well-being. So that's why I was so excited about, your mind and money, conversations. Mm-hmm. So Ayanna, to me, financial wellness means having control over your day-to-day finances, being able to absorb financial shock, and being on track toward our financial goals, right? And sometimes that means living within our means and making healthy choices, even when it comes to our finances. So Ayanna Smith, it's such a pleasure having you join me tonight. I'm excited about the topic, mind and money talk. So I just believe that financial literacy can improve our behavior, Ayanna. I think regarding our savings, investing, debt management, just like healing, right? The process starts in our mind. So we have to shift our mindset, from a past hurt, broken nature to a healed, whole, nature. So you are from Hampton Roads. Yes. You are a financial professional. You are a published author, speaker, and educator. And I love this because you believe that you are called to positively impact and change the lives of others. You are the host of Money Talk with Ayanna Smith, which is weekly. And it's a live stream. So tell everyone what day of the week that is.
Thursday, 7 Eastern time.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you have an upcoming podcast launching under the same name. And get this, y'all, she's a songwriter, a recording artist, and she is a worship leader. Woo-hoo. So thank you. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege having you here with me tonight. Hello, Minister Ross. She said, and welcome, Ayana. Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I am just so excited. I'm like, woo, this is I feel the power in the room. How about that?
All right. So Ayana, your book was on divorce. Was it like recovery after divorce?
It was divorce. The title was "Divorce Not Devastated," and it was a compilation of 11 authors. And basically, we shared our stories, and then where we are now. So my chapter was called "The Detox Is Real," and
Wow.
so then so basically went through a few snippets, being that it was a smaller little fuse in of other authors. We couldn't tell the whole story, but you but you had to tell enough to basically say, but I'm past that and have moved into the healing state. And it's really something. Yeah, it's really something. I put it like this: you're in a healed state, and I know you'll concur, when you can talk about things and not break down crying.
Right. You don't have that sting anymore, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you know that I'm whole, and I'm just sharing this because I want to help to bring you in on this side, on the side of this healing and wholeness and wellness. Yes.
Right.
Well, I want to turn the floor over to you because I've been waiting all week. So talk to us a little bit about your Money Talk sessions. And then I want you to share a little bit about the services that you offer. And then let's just dive into, how our mindset impacts our finances.
Okay, awesome. Well, Money Talks with Ayana Smith, of course, that has spun out of me being in the financial industry for some time now, and basically just tacking on to being, like, say, a degreed educator, administrator, classroom teacher, all that, but just having the gift to teach. I know that's what I'm called to do, even without a degree. So that's, for the believers, you have callings, and that's just how it is. But then you have to flesh it out as you continue to grow. So then this being in the financial realm just tacks on to that, because of our lack of knowledge and things. We're not experts in everything.
Right.
We do have degrees, and we are very gifted and talented and smart people, but we are smart in the things that we are smart in. And some things we have to delve a little deeper and realize, oh, I don't know what all that I need to know in this area, or it wasn't really talked about. So wait a minute, what's going on? Why are things still going the same way over and over? It's because we need to unlock some doors and get the knowledge to do that. So, with going into the financial professional industry, I really am thankful for the lady who she's a singer as well, a well-known artist, gospel artist, and she just said, "I want to make sure that you as a singer, or people that are, say, when the gigs stop gigging, you have something that you can fall back on," and had no intentions on coming into the industry.
Wow.
So, on me, because it tapped into the love that I have for educating people, and just adding a career, having an additional career path. And I just am really thankful. So with that, I've learned so much, still learning, because you must become a student of any business that you are dealing with. Whether you are an educator, whether you are a grief specialist, you have to become a student of that so that you can be effective.
That was good right there. Yeah.
I believe that it's very similar to a computer. If you don't, let's just say our phones that we always have. If we don't download an app, we can't expect to function, work those functions if it's not on the handheld computer. So that's how it is when we deal with what we're learning. Becoming a student of the business, become a student of your business will really help change your life. So I'm thankful that I'm learn, and can help other people do that and catapult to the next level, because we have to elevate.
Absolutely. I tell leaders all the time that you have to remain coachable. You have to remain, teachable. You have to remain trainable, at all times. So I totally agree with that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the money talk spun off from that, saying, well, what can I talk to people about? Because for a while after when you brought up the book, I had for about a year, that was my first time really getting on live. It was when it was kind of new, and putting myself out there and talking about the book. And it really helped to further seal and heal where I was with the divorce and coming out of that, because, we don't want to talk about it. So I can parallel it with not want to talk about trauma in your life and divorce, along with not want to talk about our money and our health. They all kind of sit in the same type of pot together. We don't want to talk about them. We see them. We may see some problems. We may hear the sirens blazing and the red flags waving, but we'll say, well, you know what? I'll just keep going. And a mantra that I say almost every time I have my show, I say, we can't be. I have the ostrich in the ostrich head in the sand mentality, head in the sand, and and acting as if nothing is going on.
Right.
And so we can't take that. We can take that approach, but it may not be the best approach, because the problems are still there if we need to tweak them and get better in our finances. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, thank you for that. So for those of you who are just joining, we have Ayana Smith here with us tonight. We're talking about our mind and our money. So thank you guys for joining. Again, comment, let us know that you are watching. As always, you can submit your questions at any time, comments. So thank you guys for joining. I know we have Dawn who's watching from California. She's also an educator, so I know she's probably so excited to hear that was your background.
awesome.
Talk a little bit about the services that you offer your clients.
Okay, well, of course, we offer pretty much full service. That's why I said financial services, because we offer things from looking at tax-free retirement, living benefits, making sure you're properly protected through the vehicle of life insurance, looking at index annuities, things that can roll your money over into once you look at that retirement, or you separate it from a job, because everybody doesn't get to retirement now. They just have had different jobs, and they have money sitting that they're not being able to to use. So you can roll it over into strategies if you can qualify for that, and just basically working with a plethora of brokers that can really help people get their lives in order. And it's just all about customization, talking to people specifically. I always tell people, I say, everybody's situation is different. It's not a one size fits all. It's a one size fits you and your family and your situation. So basically offer comprehensive services, and whatever I don't offer, we have professionals in my organization that can help people get to where they need. But usually it's just getting cracking that first layer and enhancing what people already have. That's my specialty, really getting that into the professional people who we've been sold a certain systematic dream, and we need to learn the things that haven't been put out there as loudly. And we can talk about that.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So, you talk about the mind and money.
Mm-hmm.
So how does our mindset, Ayana, impact our finances?
The first thing I think about when money impacts, or our mindset impacts our money, I would say that, and then money impacts everything we do, is looking all the way back to what we call our sovereign foundations. And our sovereign foundations are the things that we cannot change: who we were born to, where we were born, our race, all that. We can't change those things. We're packaged. Here we are. Okay. And with that, it's like we don't come with instructions. Our parents didn't have instructions, so to speak, and we were raised the way they were raised, or what have you. It's just, the generational trickle down. And also, even in that, the mindset about things have been passed on and on and on. And so the only way you kind of broke that mold was to say, wait a minute, you either talk to somebody differently, you got exposed to something differently that kind of, said, maybe I'm interested in that. Whether it was good or bad, you were influenced by something else. So I always say you were hit by some sandpaper. Something let you know that something was a little different, so that you could start thinking differently. And so with the mindset, you watch how if mom said don't pick up that phone, it might be a bill collector. Well, then that's the mode. Don't pick up the phone. Okay. If it's we can't do that. We can't go on a trip. We can't save any money. Then those are the things you subconsciously and subliminally intake. And that's that. Or if you always knew, okay, make sure that when you have a baby, you can make them $1 million baby by putting life insurance on them, and it grows money tax free. And then that money will grow and grow. And by the time they get ready to go to college, if you put enough away, then they go for free with no problem. And they can buy properties with no problem. And they can get money to pay for their weddings with no problem, not go in debt for it. So it's different conversations. Sometimes it's culture. It's culture, professionalism, classes. Yeah, it's all of that. So that mindset, we have, I think, two schools of thoughts. We think out of an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. And so I was just talking about the scarcity mindset. What we can't do. No, it something might happen, and we can't save, and we can't afford not to save. Really, at the end of the day, because if we really looked at what's going on in a systematic way, we're not set up to excel. But we just live from paycheck to paycheck. For example, and I'll give you an example. If inflation is pacing at 10%, this is simple math, and you're getting a raise maybe on your job of 2 or 3%, which one is greater?
Right. Yeah.
So that shortfall is falling back on the worker.
Right.
And if we aren't doing things then to say, okay, we're going to make this sacrifice and shift our mindsets so that we can take the money that we would normally maybe eat, drink, or drive it up, and put it into something that we can store it, and we're expecting a long life anyway. And if people say, well, I can't say, well, if you could, I mean, if you live 5 or 10 or 15, 20 years, aren't you still here?
Right.
So even if you just did $5 a day and put it nowhere, you would still have money saved up.
That's so true. Yeah.
So just thinking about that, and I'll tell a story about myself. I said, wow, just back when I was in college, and I said, wow, it was a long time ago now. I remember working in the mall, and I worked in this like this furniture store, and it was a really high priced furniture. So not too many people came by to really buy anything, especially in the evening time. So I remember it was really like 3 times, and I'm going to say it was the Lord that sent this man by to talk to me. And I don't know what he did. It was almost like he just took an affinity to me, and he would see me standing there reading or what have you. And he said, well, you have to think about saving for yourself. And he basically was talking about the 10-10-80 rule, 10% to charity, 10% to yourself, and then, live on the rest. And my brain, because short-sightedness, I'm just working an hourly job. I'm in college. I can't save anything. Boy, like I said, if we could just shift our mindset and think about, wow, we can become our own bank if we know how to do it, and really open up to do it, and not think of money as, we always hear people say, I hear people say, well, money is the root of all evil. No, it's the love of, because I think money is right up there with air and food. You need them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you were talking about just the different cultures and what we were taught, I remember my grandparents, and they would always say, we're not going to put, our money in a bank. And they would hide the money all around the house. So when they pass, they're telling us where all this money is, in the house. And I kept thinking, if this house was to burn down, all this money that you guys had in this house would have been completely gone, because they didn't trust like the banking system. So we constantly heard that, growing up. So you thought that putting your money in this institution, was a negative or a bad thing.
Hmm. Well, and absolutely so, and that's not just your grandparents. I know other people like that. That they don't use the bank, but the thing is, we have to learn how to, not in a negative way, use the bank. We do have to learn how to use the bank because with everything being electronic, people always are swiping something out of an account. So have an account, to speak to that, have an account that is liquid, somewhere where you can get your hands on your money because you always need some immediate funds. But then, couple it with the long-term strategies that you're going to let sit and build so that you can become your own bank. And for example, since we've been in this pandemic, um, there were people who had already planned and had their strategies in place and had things working. So when it hit, especially the ones who were entrepreneurs, they were able to get money from their policies and it didn't stop anything. They still had coverage, but they were able to get money to keep their family going. Because it was real. When things
Right.
stopped, it was a big halt. Nobody knew what was next. So if we kept a job, that was wonderful. If we still had income flowing, that was great. But some people did not. And they were either at a total loss or they had already planned for themselves and didn't put everything, like you said, nothing wrong with having it in the cups in the jar.
Right, right.
But if that's where it's all sitting, it might not, like you said, be the safest place in the event there's a fire, because that's it.
Right.
It's
I was
paper.
like, well, this is everything, right? This is not like you have the $500 or $1,000 at home, just in case, right? But no, I was like, wow, I just thought about that when I got older. So they had everything just hidden in the house.
Wow.
Like
Yeah. In the
all
mattress, in the cups.
the mattress, down in the closet. I mean, everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
That was
What
interesting to me. Yeah,
Yeah, they had protection for real.
they did.
Yes. So
Hi,
that's where
Angela. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hello, hello.
hello.
I always heard to have cash on hand. How much should you have?
Good question. Well, I would say, well, of course, now people are saying 3 to 6 months you need to have in a liquid account. And then whatever if you want to do 10% or so of that, I mean, it's whatever you're going to be comfortable with. But the main thing is to have 3 to 6 months. And really now, since the pandemic, it's almost like up to 12 months of liquid, basically when I say liquid, to cover your bills and make sure that your standard of living has not shifted. That's what I mean by that. That's the general financial rule of thumb. But of course, what's going to really take it over for you. But yeah, I mean, I always have a few. If you have a few hundred, few thousand to kind of keep you moving if you need to grab money quick. But yeah, have some money. And I will tell you, I used to see that my mother and grandmother always had envelopes of money in the drawer.
In the drawer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the envelope system. And I remember when I moved out and I was sharing this with them last week, my mother said, to me, make sure you have 3 to 6 months, saved up. So I'm glad, Pat, you asked that question because I was wondering now too, Ayana, should we increase that now? Because I heard that years ago, when I moved out. Yeah.
Increasing it will not hurt, being that we've had such a shift.
Yeah. Also, I do want to piggyback on her question. And Chastity, I see you. We're going to come to your question next. Thank you, guys. Come on, bring the questions on. We love it. So what about the individuals who would say, well, Ayana, you know what? I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and you're telling me, that I should have 3 to 6 months. How do I start saving? So if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, what do I do to get there to even start the saving?
Basically, it goes back to looking at what you actually have going in and coming out. And that's where when we sit down and I talk to potential clients, we have to have that conversation. Well, first of all, I need to know your goals. What are you trying to do? Do you have savings and all that? But then you sit down and you look at that financial analysis. Really, when people can just reduce it to a budget sheet and see where your money is going. And oftentimes we don't fully know where our money is going because we haven't tracked it. So I'm giving this long answer to say you have to look at what you bring in. Do you know how much is coming in? Do you know what you're paying on your variable bills like lights and things of that nature? Do you realize how much you're spending? Maybe if you're eating out, or if you have now we have more subscriptions, more automated subscriptions coming out, like the online stores and different, whether it's movie channels and things that we have coming out monthly. Those things add up. Even if it's only $9.99 here and $12.99 there, that adds up on a monthly basis, on a recurring theme. So you really have to look at all of that and see what's going on and find the money. That's what oftentimes we have to sit down and find the money and reallocate the money. Even look at things if you're working on a job that allows you to have your retirement and things like that, your 401ks, 403bs, look at allocations for that, because it's like if they're matching, take the free money. But if you're putting in more than what they're matching, don't throw your money away in that. Find another strategy. That's where I help people to find another strategy that could be safer to add on, like we talked about, add to your plate so you can have a balanced plate. Meat, starch, and greens, have it all, because some people want to be aggressive because they want to really make a lot of money. But then you look at tax implications in some styles of investing and saving, and then you can look at some things that will give you a better tax advantage. So it's really where we are in life. And when people say, they can't save, we have to find, yes, we have to find a way. If we don't do anything but automate $100 a pay period to start getting your mind moving, where you realize you won't miss it, because you think about the things that are automated, we really don't miss it.
Right.
It just comes out.
Yeah.
But we still have to track it so we know it's coming out. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So it's paycheck that, the paycheck, try to get you some type of savings account. You can have your employer just send the money there, direct deposit. And again, like I said, last week, Ayana, I told them just, 10%.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do that, start off with 5%, but just start and get yourself, again, that mindset shift, that mindset, change. And you'll be surprised when you start looking at your finances, what's coming in and what's going out. And you go, well, good gracious, I spend $200 at Target, every week. I'm just saying that, nothing against Target. I love Target, but maybe you don't need to spend $200 at Target, every 2 weeks. Maybe it's eating out, a lot. And so I know for when I first started my budget, I was surprised about how much money I was spending just eating out. Mm-hmm. And then again, the mindset changed. Okay, if I just did this once a week, just eat out once a week versus buying lunch every day, right? It may look like $5 or $10, but to your point, it adds up. If that's $10 a day, you're doing it Monday through Friday, that's $50 a week right there that you could be, you could be saving and investing in yourself. Absolutely. Okay. Chastity, here you go. Okay. How do you feel about big companies' life insurance versus ones like the Gerber policies to start for your kids?
Oh, wow. Come on, Chastity, get specific. Well, you know what, Chastity? I work with big companies and Gerber. So it still goes back to understanding what each strategy does, because because I know, just not to speak to one particular company, but if you're talking about a Gerber, that does one thing, but then we have other strategies that I can share with you, and you're like, oh, the big company might not be so bad if I can really maximize and get the best growth for my child. Like I put it like this: if you want $1 million baby, and that can truly happen if it's strategized appropriately, you may not get $1 million with the traditional setup with how something like a Gerber works. It is not bad, but it may be something in addition to, or you may want to have multiple things to get your child to where they need to be. Yeah, but we can talk about that, because I'm telling you, is some very good strategies out here to help your kids, and it will help you as well. It just help the whole family.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Pat said, thank you. You're welcome, Miss Pat. Oh, she said, Mr. Coleman is listening. That was his question. All right, Mr. Coleman, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, Dawn said that her dad said to pay yourself Yeah, 10%, Don. I mean, at least,
Mm-hmm.
10%. And just put that 10% away.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a savings account, so you can't touch it. And you'll be surprised how quickly that money adds up.
It does. It does add up. Yes, that might. Okay. I love it. My mom tells me to use coupons. Yes, I use coupons. I surely do. I mean, hey, you think about it, coupon is like money, and a company, a food store, what have you, is already, they're a business, so they've already marked things up. So get all the dollars and cents you can off of it. Yeah, and that's training your mind to think about being more economical, not cheap. We're gonna be economical.
Economical. Okay, I'm gonna call myself that because my husband always say I can make $1 holler because he'd be like, you be holding on to it. So I'm gonna use that term with him the next time he teases me. I was able to see what I was spending when everything shut down in the beginning of the pandemic.
That right there is a key statement, Miss Angela, because our bank account should have increased when everything shut down. Because even down to light bills and things like that, they put a halt on even having to pay those. So that could have been a jump start. And that was kind of how I just worked it, like a jump start. Like, oh, okay, we can save it because we don't have to drive your gas going to and fro. What most people, to drive back and forth, but those who were then at home, that cut that bill out with driving your car, your easy passes if you had to go through some of those high occupancy vehicle lanes and paying money. So a lot of things went down. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things went down where that could have been a springboard to build the savings and catapult you, to another level. If it was just at the point of just saying, I'm going to put this money in an account and not move it until I can figure out or talk to somebody on what to do with it. Yeah.
Right. No, that's good. Because even, I realized, being at home, not buying clothes, as many clothes was working remotely. And to your point, the gas, so I fill my truck up now maybe once every couple of weeks versus a couple of times, a week. And that saved money, food, so some people say, well, yeah, I buy more food being home. But again, just not buying those lunches and, eating out as often because now I can plan my meals. And planning your meals also will help to save you money because you go in the store and you get what you need to prepare, your meals. You're being intentional about that as well. So, Ayana, yes, I have saved some money. Yes, Angela, I did as well. But I was buying more toilet tissue than added. Angela, I thought that was just me.
Kind of shifted, didn't it? Yeah, I could concur that, and paper towels and cleaning supplies. Yeah. Yeah. So we have done a shift, but overall, some of the larger things haven't hit us as badly. Really kind of added more, or could have added more money back in our pockets. I don't know everybody's situation, so I'm not going to make a general assumption, but it could have.
Right, it could have. Well, I definitely reaped the benefit of that. I was excited about that. Well, you talked a little bit about starting a budget, so that was one question I have for you. But I think you touched on that during the last couple of questions. How should we prepare for retirement?
Good question. Well, first of all, we'll have to look at what you already have in place, and look and see how it's performing. Oftentimes, I recollect I would have the money in the 403B and wouldn't know what in the world it was doing. Or when I asked, my story is I asked I would say the overseer of the account, what can I do to make money, make more money? What I need, what's going on? And what I did not know is the person was just an overseer of the account and not I guess you say licensed in that area to really be able to talk to me about it. Because what I was asking was, where can I put my money safely? How can it grow? If I put more money in, where do I need to allocate it? And
Right.
pretty much, a person doesn't know all of that, or they're maybe not licensed in that area when they give you a book that's like thick like this. And the prospectus and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And that was what I did because I didn't know anything else. And I went and talked. I said, I need an appointment so I can talk about my account, my funds, and everything. And I said, how can I make more money? And the gentleman told me, well, if you want to make more money, put more money in. I said, now look. Right. Your face was my face. I said, now, wait a minute. I have worked with children for 110 years. I know this one thing. You cannot add and subtract at the same time.
Right.
So what are you talking about? But thankfully, I'll fast forward and put a flip side on it and a smile on it. Now I know what I was asking. I just did not know what to ask. And then what I was asking for,
Yeah.
he did not have to offer me. So that was it. He offered me what he could. And so that's why I'm always like, yeah, with the financial service, it's a comprehensive look. And I always share it, like I said earlier, if I cannot help you in one thing, I know I can help you in another thing, hopefully to enhance what you already have, if not direct you to where you can get the help you need. But the first thing is to understand what you have. So bottom line, anything that is sitting, you have basically three areas. You have your tax now things, and that's going to be your checking account, savings account, anything you have in your bank, tax now. And then your tax later category will be the things that are set up on your job, like the 401ks, TSP, 403bs, all of those. And you don't get the tax hits up front, but you will get it when you get ready to, go into retirement and take that money out. It will be then considered income. And so you will not get taxed, say today at 2021's tax rate, you will get taxed at just say 2051 if that's when you're going to look to retire, if it's a 30-year marker on that. And so that puts the question in that we don't get told so much. How is that going to outpace inflation? Because inflation, we talked about earlier at the beginning of our session, is running about 10% each year, and our money's coming in. Maybe we might get a 2 to 3% raise.
Right.
What are we going to do with that deficit? And then outpace taxes that we may get hit with once we get to retirement. So you're running concurrently in take the free money, but then you can look at some strategies that will help you enhance your retirement with some tax-free type strategies. And that is through the vehicle of your life insurance, or through the vehicle of with some people, if they have, like I said, monies to roll over and things like that, looking at indexed annuities and stuff that's going to give them the support without getting all that tax hit. So that's yes. Some tax now, tax later, and some tax-free choices. Exactly. That's what. So it's what's going to work again for us. So you have to look at your situation and see what you have going on, and then it's going to look differently. Things look differently in our savings and retirement, where we're 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It will look differently based on our age, because here's the thing. Like me, when I was young in my 20s, I didn't hear the man saying save your money. And when you are almost 50 now, then at least it would be something there for you that would have been more than the nothing that you didn't save all along. So
Right.
now you have to play the catch-up game. So in retirement, it's the catch-up game if you have not prepared, or if you want to get a little more and become more aggressive, then you have to put more funds out there. And that's where you're looking at, oh, how can I increase my cash flow so I can do that? So you're dealing kind of like with multiple things at the same time.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good. All right.
So
Do we have any more questions for Miss Ayana before we let her go tonight?
Yeah, listen, you all are great.
I love it. I love all of the questions. And I love what you said. We have to know what to ask. Because a lot of times, Ayana, we're looking at other people too, and this could be a whole nother session, so I know, but we look at people and we see how they live and where they live or what they drive or how they dress, right? And we just assume that these individuals are wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always the case. Like they could be in a lot of debt
True.
looking at, certain way. So I'll just, again, caution all of you guys to just be careful. There's nothing wrong with having nice things.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with, working hard and having nice things. But don't allow those things to have you and have you in bondage,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to look a certain way. But again, we have no savings. We have no retirement. We have nothing to fall back on, during a pandemic, right? So don't look at what you perceive someone else, have. Don't let that be your gauge, as far as your finances are concerned. Let's get educated. So thank you, Ayana, for coming and, and just talking and sharing tonight.
Yeah, you are welcome. And what you said goes back to absolutely, Dawn. Yeah, correct. I can jump all over that because I was in my 20s. Like I said, I was in college when the man was trying to talk to me, and what he was saying was spot on. If I had listened,
Yeah.
but the background, the mindset wasn't about saving and putting away. It was just you live from day to day. You live from paycheck to paycheck. That's what I saw. But I will say this: I saw from my grandparents. Interestingly enough, they had lots of money saved up, and it's so interesting. So that's why it is important. I just saw you put the comment that you talk to your children. Right. Talk to and educate them at the same time, because a lot of times we'll hear it, but we haven't gotten it down into our hearts. It's almost like we need to sit kids down and show them this is what, you have to be a little transparent. This is how you do this. I remember my mother showing me how to fill out a check, how to write a check. So I'm dating myself, how to write a check and things of that nature. Those are things that you have to sit and really sit and teach and show, because it may not be, it's not curriculum. I'll put it like that. It's not curriculum. And it needs to be done in a way that, hey, when you don't understand, level up and ask somebody, hey, show me what to do. And we need to take our own mindsets. I took my own mindset down. Show me what to do, like I am, kindergarten style. I need to know so I can build up and learn to ask the right questions.
Right.
Yeah. So that was the important part. Learning to ask the right questions and be willing to trust somebody to help you. That's the thing. Because like I said earlier, our money and our health, we don't want to talk about.
Two very critical things, right? That we need. Yeah.
But we have to talk about them so that we won't get stuck in a rut and then need Miss Lena to help us out of our grief spot of depression.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Ayana, anything that you want to leave with our audience tonight and for those who are watching the replay?
Okay, well, it's been a pleasure and an honor for you to listen. Let's say, listen to me. And one thing that I always usually try to close, or I have a mantra that I close my show out with on Money Talks with Ayana Smith. I said, money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it.
Wow. Wow.
Talking. And I would love to connect. If you have any further questions, I'm on. I think Miss Lena has my contact information.
I'm going to put it up right now.
Yeah, but I am all over the internet, in these internet streets. And on a serious note, just I'm open to doing workshops at churches, businesses, to basically talk about, give workshops on financial concepts and speak to you on a personal level about what you can do to enhance what you have going on. Thank you, Miss Dawn. Hope to meet you one day soon. Yeah.
Dawn, I love her energy too. Just having a conversation with her about coming on, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to have her with me tonight. So I'm glad you guys are feeling what I felt. And it's authentic, let me tell you. It's authentic. So what you're seeing tonight is who she is. Yeah. So thank you, Ayana.
You are so welcome. Thank you. I thank you for the platform. I do. This is awesome. And just keep helping people because grief can come in so many areas, but we can get out of some of it. We can miss some of it.
That's right.
We just put steps and put the right things in order. So.
That's right. That's right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Our money is talking, even if we're not talking about it. Did I get that right? I love that. So you guys, if you enjoyed this session tonight, if you know someone who would benefit from this video, please share it, like it. Again, keep commenting and let them know that they can reach out to Ayana. She can help them with budgets. She can help you start, a budget. Again, she said it's unique and individual. So she can kind of speak with all of you regarding your finances. If you have questions about the retirement that we talked about, the tax-free money that she was talking about, reach out and have a conversation with her. If you have questions about life insurance, reach out to her. I want everyone on here to be educated in finances. I do believe that you can be debt-free. I've been saying that all month. I'm telling you that because we're debt-free. We're not in bondage. And you don't have to either. You can just take small steps to start in getting there. So I just wanted you to be educated, to bring people on who are licensed, who have the great energy, and who has a passion for this and a gift for this. So I hope you guys felt that too. So reach out. Her information is going to be a part of this video. And if you are suffering from a loss of any kind, reach out to us. We are having our virtual grief classes, and we are getting ready to do a group virtual class. So more information about that to come. So thank you, everybody. I pray that you have peaceful rest tonight, and we will see all of you in June. So we have a few thank yous. You're welcome, Dawn. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Chastity. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Miss Pat. Oh, you're welcome. They were wonderful nuggets. Yes. You have a blessed evening as well. So peaceful rest, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Good night.